Hello everyone and welcome back to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Bumblebee. So this is the sixth film in the Transformers movies, and this time a prequel instead of a sequel. Even after what people call a travesty the fifth movie became, I'm still intrigued because this looks from the trailers that it is a different take on a Transformers movie. Something that is really different than what we've seen the last 5 times. Now that I finally saw it, is it something that's worth the touch that has the power? Or is it just another cash grab in disguise? Let's figure it out. And if you're hearing something in the background, that's just the laundry machines again. So as I was saying, in the movie we see this time in the 80s, where Bumblebee crashes, then suffers from amnesia, and befriends with a girl who found him. This type of storyline is like from E.T. or The Iron Giant, but I don't mind that because that's one of the simple storylines that I actually enjoy. What I find that's good is that it's focused on a character that's part of the Transformers roster. There are human characters too, but thankfully, they're not as annoying as some of the characters from, let's say, the second movie. There are some moments I find as cringy though, mainly from the side story from the main human character. It felt at times that I was watching a live-action adaptation of Life is Strange. But for the rest of the movie, it's still enjoyable. There are some parts that had me laughing, but one part that had me geeked out, and this is a mild spoiler by the way. That moment was when Bumblebee was playing, while in his car form, the You Got the Touch, You Got the Power song, which was from the 80s, animated movie, cheesy as it was, it felt appropriately suitable, especially for an 80s setting. For the characters, let's start off with some of the human characters. There's Charlie, I think that's her name. She's like a mix of Chloe Price from Life is Strange and Hogarth Hughes from The Iron Giant, suffering from a personal loss, then finding and befriending an otherworldly machine. As a whole, she is much better than some of the other characters we've seen before. There's that, agent guy named Jack Burns, I think that's the character's name. He is like some soldier who sees one thing as a threat, then changes his mind much later, so not much to say about him. And then there's also Memo, who is like literally a geek. Not in the bad way though, but at times he felt like an unnecessary character who happened to stumble upon everything. And now for the actual Transformers themselves. There is Bumblebee, I see, is a tragic character, and by that I mean really tragic. Like I care about what happens to him here, as everything around him gets intense. Optimus Prime is also here. Whenever he's on the screen, it gets interesting and intriguingly entertaining. There are 2 Decepticons I haven't seen before, and I'm pretty sure they're new for this movie, and their names are Shatter and Dropkick. What's cool about them is that they're triple changers, transforming from flying aircrafts to cars. There's also Blitzwing, who I mistook for Starscream when I first saw him in the trailer, but is not. There are other Autobots and Decepticons too, but they only appear briefly and shortly. I will say this is the best Transformers movie that we've got so far. Better than the last 5, and I'm glad I saw this. Sure, there are some cheesy and cringy moments, but at the end of the day, it's enjoyable enough. So if you haven't seen it, definitely do so if you haven't already. Or if you've already seen Aquaman and or Into the Spider-Verse, or even Mary Poppins Returns. So I'm going to give Bumblebee an 8 out of 10. Now that I have finished with all the reviewing for this year, my next 2 videos will be my top 10 lists for my most favorites of this year and my most anticipated for next year. So be on the lookout for those. Don't forget to like this video, comment down your thoughts on this movie if you've seen it, and I hope you all have a blurific Happy New Year.